Hello and welcome to the October 2020 edition of What It's Like to Live with a Classic Mini. In this series I will go through what I've spent on the car, from parts to delivery costs, as well as go through what I've done to the car, from cleaning to things that have inevitably broken. Let's go. The original washer jets were looking rather worse for wear, as you can see. They can be removed by pushing them from underneath, and I found the best way to remove them was using a pry bar or a large flathead screwdriver and my hand as a pivot to push them up and out. Installation is the opposite of removal and is a push-in. I tapped it in with a soft mallet. I also took the opportunity to replace a section of the hose which had become brittle. Once completed, all that was left was to check and position the jet with a needle. All good. I purchased a pair of door bins to increase storage options in the front of the car. To install, I removed the door card and ensured the holes aligned, which they did perfectly. So, by marking the holes with a punch through the vinyl, it was then a simple case of reinstalling the door card and screwing in the door bin. Then, to finish off, I used some black paint to cover the screw heads. As part of my efforts to prepare the car for winter, I wanted to prepare the carpet for the inevitable wet and dirty shoes that will be treading on them. So, I purchased some Meguiar's carpet and upholstery cleaner, where, after a good hoover of the carpets, I sprayed the cleaner and gave them a good scrub. The carpets came out really well, and I was impressed with the cleaning power of the product. To protect the hard work, I then applied Scotchgard in accordance with the instructions. The end result was very good, plus the smell was great, just like a new car. I'm confident with this cleaning protection, I'm giving the carpet the best chance of looking good all the time. You may recall from the August 2020 episode that I replaced the driver's door seal. So, keen not to leave half a job, I replaced the passenger side as well. Interestingly, there is a rust spot in exactly the same place as per the driver's side. So, I cleaned the area, rubbed it down and applied some rust killer paint and allowed it to dry. Then, installing the new seal is a simple case of pushing it on and using a mallet to tap it in place. Make sure you align the drain gaps with the dip in the seal as shown. In last month's episode, I reported that I had a problem with a lumpy idle. Interpreting some readings from the ECU and going through a process of elimination, I decided to replace the internal air temperature sensor, which is located underneath the air filter housing. Interestingly, the new sensor is made in China versus what I assume is the original sensor that is made in the UK. You will see that there are some slight differences in appearances. To remove the IAT sensor, undo the metal retaining clip and remove the harness, then using a 3/4 inch socket, undo. It should undo quite easily. To install the new sensor, it's the opposite of removal, although be careful not to over tighten, then reinstall the harness and the retaining clip. On to another easy job, that was replacing the brake master cylinder cap, which had lost its rubber top and was leaking .4, not helped by Toronto's bouncy roads. Simply unscrew the old and screw in the new and it looks much better. Another strategy to help with seasonal protection was to apply another coat of wax. So I gave the car a good clean and applied some turtle wax hard shell paste. I actually washed the car after a week and the water simply beaded off. A great result, as you can see. Of course, most of the joy of owning the car is getting out and about, so to prove it's not a garage queen, here she is on an LCBO run. Now the numbers. In October, the spend jumped from last month as I purchased various items from coolant consumables, see the video linked above on how I flushed the coolant and changed the thermostat. I also purchased carpet cleaner and also various parts from sensors to the new door bins and some LED garage lights. Looking at the cumulative spend, I've now spent a total of £3,388 or $5,489. Most money has been spent on parts, as you'd probably expect, then tools, which I'm okay with, as I consider this an investment for the future, then delivery costs, I know, it's crazy, and then consumables, and lastly services. I'm quite pleased with the low spend of services, considering I want to do much of the work myself. Looking at the parts fitted analysis in October, you can see the major components not fitted include the manifold temperature pressure compensator, as well as the bulkhead soundproofing and the crank sensor. Looking at the parts fitted, you can see I've put the sheepskin seat cover on, inlet air temperature sensor, brake cylinder master cap, as well as the new windscreen washer jets. Looking at the cumulative parts analysis, you can see almost $800 of uninstalled parts. I will get round to fitting these, but have so far prioritised either easier or more urgent tasks. I have tackled some big jobs, such as the brake conversion to allow 10-inch wheels, the 10-inch alloys themselves, new tie rods, and aesthetic parts such as new arches and silver screen fillets. I've also been tracking the miles covered and the fuel efficiency, and I have to say, quite disappointed with the current 25 miles per gallon I've been getting. I was hoping and expecting to be much more like 30 miles per gallon. I have installed a hotter thermostat, which is supposed to help, and we'll see what improvement we get. I'd be happy to hear if you have any idea on what could explain the lower fuel efficiency. I've also been taking regular readings with my Sykes Pick-A-Fan ECU tool, and I've noticed some interesting readings. On the 24th of October is when I changed the IAT sensor, and I got one error, which was the IAT sensor error. Once cleared, didn't return. Idle on, which is an interesting real pattern, and I can't really tell if there's any consequences. I need to do some more research on this one. Since changing the thermostat, I've noticed that the car gets up to operating temperature or desired operating temperature much quicker. The IAT sensor change has also shown lower readings than previously, which is encouraging. It was autumn or fall in Canada, and so I thought I'd end this month's episode, see some B-roll of the Mini out and about with some of the fantastic colours that Canada has to offer. Thanks for watching.